Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, I appreciate that you stopped by. We're still grinding through the stress goals this week. Ubisoft announced that they were aware of the horrendous drop rate based on our feedback, but caveated that with they couldn't or wouldn't adjust the drop rate mid-event, and we would have to wait until next season's stretch goals to see any changes. And they said if we reached level 30 in the event, we'd get a free Lexington, and if we reached level 50, we'd all get a free pair of turmoils. And that's great and all, but since we have no idea what the rewards will be next time around, it doesn't really help us much in the current event. And as much as I'd like to discuss that, it's not today's topic. I might cover this on Monday, though. Let it simmer a little bit. Today, though, I wanted to change things up a bit and talk about something that I don't do, and why. We're going to dive into the topic of builds and why I don't make build content. And before we jump into that, though, I want to take this time to thank everyone who's been subscribing and supporting the channel. A special shout out to our channel members, and on the screen now is my thumbs up wall, where your names appear for becoming a member of the channel. Your support truly helps this community grow, and the support gives me the boost I need to keep making content for you. So thank you very much for that. Now, I also want to give a big shout out to all those who viewed my test streams and my first official live stream earlier this week. I wasn't expecting a huge flood of people, but I also wasn't expecting the dozen or so people who showed up. We had averaged about 18 viewers throughout the 3-hour official stream, and post-stream there were about 300 views. I would consider that a good start, yeah? So, I am going to live stream every Tuesday night for the Division 2 stuff here on YouTube. I don't have any moderators yet, so bear with me in replying to questions or comments. I'm still working on playing the game, talking with the clan, and engaging the stream viewers all at the same time. And speaking of streams, I will be running live streams on Twitch for the Year 7 Season 2, the Pact launch, so you guys can get your Twitch drops. That campaign starts September 9th and ends September 23rd. And I'm going to run streams on September 9th and 10th and September 16th and 17th. I may update that depending on what I can work out here at home. And if I can update to stream live more than those dates, I'll let you know before the campaign launches, either in a video or through my posts. So if you want to make sure you're notified about my latest and greatest, you know what to do. Sub to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Okay, shameless plugs are done, so let's do it. Okay, so the elephant in the room. Every time you open up YouTube and type in the Division 2, what do you see? Builds. Page after page after page of builds. Best DPS build. Immortal tank build. Melts everything build. The thumbnails scream orange crit damage numbers, the titles scream meta, and the promise is always the same. If you copy this exact loadout, you can melt enemies like butter. Here's the thing. I, specifically, don't do build videos. I don't chase the algorithm with cookie-cutter gear layouts. And this video, this essay, if you will, is about why. Not because I hate builds. Not because I suck at build crafting. Not because I don't use them. But because build videos are the most misleading, overhyped, and least useful type of content for anyone who actually wants to get better at the Division 2. And I'm not here to rant. I'm here to explain why I don't make that kind of content and why I think you deserve something more than just equip these 6 items and go shoot stuff. Let's call it what it is. Build videos are easy YouTube content. They're cheap to produce, quick to edit, and they perform well because they prey on one thing: shortcuts. Every player has felt it. You hit a wall in the Division 2, maybe in heroic difficulty, maybe in the summit, maybe in legendary. You're dying, you're frustrated, and you go to YouTube. You type in the best build for heroic. Boom. You're flooded with thumbnails promising you God mode. The cycle works because build videos sell a fantasy. They whisper, "You don't need to actually learn the game. Just equip what I'm wearing and you'll suddenly become unstoppable." But that's a lie. A comforting lie, but a lie nonetheless. Build videos gets clicks because they dangle easy power in front of players. And what they don't do, what they almost never do, is teach. Now sure, there are some uses for these types of videos. We've all used them as a guide to get past something in the game. I did it for the stovepipe mission when it first launched, but this was an exception for me, not a rule. And some of these videos are helpful. If you know what you're doing with the suggested build within that video, though. No, I don't necessarily mean the mechanic of the content. I mean the approach of your gameplay and your game skill with the build within the content. And 99% of these videos don't do that, because they can't do that. They're playing the game a certain way and thinking a certain way. And you don't think like they do, play like they do, or see the game the same way they do. I'll give you an example. There is a content creator who I watched a video, and one of the few things that he said that made absolutely truth and sense. I can teach you my way. I can't teach you the right way. The truth is, a build only goes so far, only gets you so far. It's maybe 20% of your success in the Division 2. The other 80% is your knowledge and execution. You could slap on someone's crit damage striker build, but if you don't understand when to push and when to hold back, how to use cover angles, how to identify and break enemy weak points, how to manage status effects, and how your playstyle fits the gear, well, then that build will do absolutely nothing for you. You'll potentially melt in heroic just as fast as you did before. The Division 2 is not a game where stats alone carry you. It's a game where mechanics and decision-making matter more than raw numbers. Two players can wear the exact same loadout, down to the last mod slot, and one will dominate while the other gets farmed by red bars. Why? Because the build is only as good as the player running it. Let me repeat that. The build is only as good as the player running it. I've seen this with so many players in my own clan. They run the exact same build, had the exact same roles, and yet they couldn't produce the same numbers, the same kill count. Their TTK was low and they didn't understand why. One of them didn't put a drop of expertise into the build, and they hung way back during gameplay. And they weren't happy with their performance, especially compared to the rest of the group. When I explained these details to them, they reverted back to a build that they were more comfortable with. And that's fine, however, it did postpone evolution in game skill. You have to understand the build, understand the map, understand the mechanics, understand how you play, understand your skill level within the game, and so much more. The Division has never been a point-and-shoot game. And that's why I focus on teaching instead. Because the moment you actually understand how the game works, you're no longer chained to YouTube thumbnails about builds. You don't need to copy anyone else's build. You can build your own. And some of you watching have shown me that time and time again in the comments section. I see people listing their builds all the time in the comments, and some of them are interesting. The way I play the game, I would most certainly struggle with the listed builds. It could take me weeks of playing those builds every day, hour after hour, to get comfortable with them. I made this a point to tell you weeks ago when I started playing with the Backfire Striker Hazard Protection build, because it's a close-up range build, where I'm usually mid-range. It took me some time to learn how to use it well. Let's break down the real problem. Actually, problems. Problem number 1, homogenization. Build videos make everyone play the same. Go into the Dark Zone and you'll see 3 players running identical loadouts because some creator told them that it was meta. There's no creativity, no identity, no sense of your build anymore. It's just everyone running the same carbon copy. The Bighorn Armor Regen build immediately comes to mind. Problem number 2, elitism. Build videos usually show the perfect version of a loadout. God-rolled stats, optimized recalibrations, rare exotics, raid-only gear, unicorn pieces. And new players will see that and think, oh, I'll never get that, especially if you don't PvP. It's discouraging. It makes the game feel more gated than it actually is. Problem number 3, misinformation. Most build videos cherry-pick clips. They show the best 10 seconds of gameplay where the build shreds, and they hide the 10 times it didn't work. Viewers walk away thinking the build is flawless, when in reality it's situational at best. I've talked about this before. This is one of the reasons why when I'm showing videos, I show the fact that I overcompensated, or I miscalculated and I got hit and I went down. It's one of the reasons why I wear a revive hive. I try very hard to edit my videos to show only the actual gameplay, not the only time I clip it is you guys don't want to see me looting stuff and you don't want me to see video of me running from room to room. That's where I really try very hard to edit the video, just for timing. Problem number 4, burnout. Build chasing is a treadmill. Every week there's a new meta build, and players jump from one to the next, grinding and grinding. But they're not actually improving. They're just cycling through gear until they get bored and leave the game. So why don't I do build videos? Because they don't help people in the long run. Instead, I focus on principles. I'd rather teach you how to evaluate a piece of gear than just tell you which one to wear. I'd rather show you why a talent synergizes with your playstyle than give you fixed recipes to copy. When I make a video about armor, status effects, weak points, or skill usage, I'm not telling you what to equip. I'm showing you how the game actually works. That way, when you pick up a random piece of loot, you can decide for yourself whether or not it fits your build. You don't need me or anyone else to spoon-feed you. Builds come and go. Patches change numbers, new gear drops, balance shifts. But knowledge stays. So say they nerf or buff a weapon or gear set, it's known to happen. What then? You may have to change an item or two, and now it's a different animal than what you had before. Maybe even a small change won't improve a nerf at all, and you have to start from scratch for a new build. Let me be clear. I'm not anti-build. Builds are fun. I use them. I experiment with them. But most of the time, I never keep 99% of them, as it just doesn't fit the way I play the game. Take my current Striker Hazard build with the Backfire, for example. I didn't make that build. I heard about it and eventually saw it on YouTube. I always check out build videos to see if they match my game style. Most of them don't. This one was close enough that I could make it work. The video said it was the season's new meta, and I didn't care about that part. I made it to see if I could evolve my playstyle. However, I did incorporate my previous game style into the build. Weak points, pacing, survival, into more advanced gameplay using the specific combination of gear. The build was the vehicle. The lesson was the destination. That's the difference. Build channels give you the car. I'm trying to teach you how to drive. At the end of the day, build videos get clicks, but they don't build better players. They inflate numbers, but they don't foster understanding. I'm not interested in chasing easy views. I'm not interested in recycling the same best build thumbnails every other creator already made. My lane is different. My lane is critical, balanced, and player-focused. I'd rather lose subscribers than lie to you about what's really holding you back in the Division 2. I'd rather teach you why your armor isn't saving you, why your time to kill matters more than DPS, why the grind feels broken, and how to turn that frustration into mastery. That's why I don't make build videos. Not because I can't, not because I don't know how, but because I think you deserve something more useful than a shortcut that may not work for you. As a slight caveat, I don't care about skill builds. I'm not really big into tank builds. So I don't spend a lot of time playing with them. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, hey, look, you should probably do this skill build and not know what the hell I'm talking about. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm not going to talk about it. I'd rather be informed first before I start making opinions. So here's my takeaway. Don't chase builds. Watch those videos. That's entirely up to you. But watch them knowing how you play the game, not how they play the game. Chase your own mastery. Because at the end of the day, the game will change, the meta will shift, and the gear will always keep dropping. But the lessons you learn about timing, positioning, synergy, and adaptation, those will carry you further than your YouTube build ever will. That's my lane, that's my philosophy, and that's why I don't do build videos. I really hope this video was helpful in understanding how and why I make the content that I make. I hope it's helpful to you on how you should really be looking at the game. I'm not sure everyone watching this will agree with my take, and that's fine. But I would like to hear all of your opinions and thoughts in the comments below. Did chasing meta builds help or hurt your gaming? If so, how? If you're new to the channel, if you want me to keep making this kind of content that teaches instead of spoon feeds, and also like what you're seeing on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. We're on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, so no matter where you play, you'll see us about. And if you'd like to support the channel further, you could hit like, share the video, become a channel member, or check out the merch store. Every bit helps keep this content going. Don't forget, new Twitch drops are coming in September. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, this is Hannibal, signing off.